All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from the art studio with my Starbucks, trusted Starbucks. And today we're doing, again, another session with charcoal on paper. Today's Wednesday, Art Demo Wednesday. I hope that you guys can join me. Those of you who can, you can. Those of you who can't, well, obviously you can. Oh man, I'm choking here. Let me get my trusted charcoal. Bam! Trusted charcoal. And what else do we need? I think that's all we need. Charcoal on paper. There's all sorts of cool things you can do with charcoal on paper. Some people just, we seem to think that you can only do certain things. Only certain je ne sais quoi. But you can do all sorts of interesting things. Let me open a new one right here. Bam! This is that. I think I've showed you guys this charcoal. Anyways. Someone told me the other day, dude, start when you're ready only. I'm like, I'm going to start when I want to, not when I'm ready. Oh, you know what, guys? Also, I wanted to show you something really quick. Something very cool I think you guys are going to like. Bear with me. Bear with me. You guys might just really like this technique. This technique is water, okay? Not the cleanest water, but it's water nonetheless. Water with this graphite. It's a graphite by Lyra. You guys over there on Lyra, if you guys ever see this, come on, give me some love. I'm like promoting you guys. Lyra graphite Kitchrade. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, when you buy it new, it looks like this. Let me show you what it looks like when you buy it new. It looks like this. Okay? These are bad boys right here. These are some very cool stuff. I'm gonna show you why. Okay, I'm gonna do one of my little portraits on this. Okay, this is water. You dip it in water. Ooh la la! You don't have to dip it in water, but I like to dip it in water. Here's why. Okay, you go. Let's say it just becomes runnier, right? Because I like stuff runny. I like runny stuff. When it's runny, right? And then I'm gonna make my little eyes right here. This is just guys, again, those of you just joining in, this is Wednesday, Art Demo Wednesday. Check it out. Now, why is this is charcoal paper, okay? Why am I using this graphite like that? Because look, you can do all sorts of things with it. Here's another cool thing for those of you that are like, dude, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I can't think about it. What should I do? Check this out, okay? We're going to dip some of this stuff in water. Bam. Let's finish this poor soul right here. Maybe he's doing something. I don't know. He's having fun for sure. Okay, maybe she, I don't know. It's a person, definitely. Okay, so there's my person, right? As I'm drawing this, as I'm being the coolest artist in the world, world's greatest living artist to be exact. Look, aha, bam, take that. Throw some water at it, and then, do some magic with it. This is why I love painting loose. You throw some water at it and you start doing some shading and some magic. And then you can go back. Because this is charcoal paper, right? You can definitely go back with your regular charcoal. And now it's not going to fly out. There's a reason why it's not. Because the dust, right? Because you're using charcoal. It's wet. This is a great way to practice and get out of your comfort zone. I talk a lot about getting out of your comfort zone as an artist. This is a great way to start practicing and doing things slightly differently. If you're used to doing things only a certain way. Now this paper is going to dry. Of course, you don't want to soak it, but even if you do, it's okay. Don't panic. Do not panic. One of the things that I like to do, as you guys see here, is keep my drawings here in the book, the big ones, especially the bigger ones, because I get messier with the bigger ones. Why? So that it irons it when you put it away, and then you stack a little bit of weight all throughout. I don't have to stack weight anymore on them when I put them away. Because I have dozens of these books, right? So I just stack one on top of the other one, and then it irons it, right? I know this looks like the ripple right here of the water. Why not? It's art. It's okay. It's art. Only people that mind are artists, not collectors. Collectors understand. Collectors are like, oh man, that's so awesome. You did some cool stuff there. And then you can go back and forth, right? You can go back and forth. You can dip some water here and then go back and forth, right? Look at it. You can use your fingers. Put right here. This is not watercolor paper. Again, this is charcoal paper. It's thin charcoal paper, right? Look at it. But it helps to start, playing around with different ways of doing things. It gets you out of the comfort zone, which is the most important thing. If you're used to doing things the same way over and over, you're not really growing. You might be getting good at something, but you definitely ain't growing. That's why I love the Picasso approach. The Picasso approach is you go and you pour yourself in, right? Something like this. And then you throw it out, and then you reinvent it, and you play with it. Not that you're inventing something new. Inventing something. It's all been done. So many people have done it. Everybody does it. It's not that you're inventing something new. Is that you're testing your limits. You may be a very good abstract artist, right? But you may be testing your limits by doing something that is like paint pouring or something more realistic. Who knows? You start testing your limites. You start playing with it. You're like, ooh la la, what's happening? Something's going on. I don't know. The world's greatest living artist. Bam! Trujillo right there. Now, there's different ways of doing this too, of course. One of my favorite of doing this, start playing with water and charcoal and graphite, is using thick paper as well, right? You guys know that. But the reason I like to use this for the charcoal, because it's charcoal paper, of course, and because it dries and nothing happens. It's fine as long as you don't completely soak it. But I like using this thing. I'm like, take that. Look at it. Look at it. So come with me if you want to live. Does it look dirty? Maybe. But it's cool. It's je ne sais quoi. It's full of je ne sais quoi. It's full of that. The real deal. Look at it. Bam. That's how I do it. That's how it's done here in the studio. Now, if you do some, if you take your time and you do realism, or even if you don't take your time, if you do realism, whatever your thing is, some photorealism or whatever, you can do really some fun stuff with it, because it's really letting loose. It's really what I'm referring to us here. Really letting loose. That's really what's happening. And then bam, there it is. If you like this, guys, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it's not your favorite. I'm gonna be doing some watercolors also. Some watercolor on watercolor paper, of course. But I also like to use watercolor and different stuff, not just watercolor paper. I even do watercolor on this bad boys. I mix it up. I try different stuff. And not because it hasn't been done, but because I haven't done it. See, it's not about being done or not. Many people are like, oh man, that's been done already. Good. I'm glad that it's been done. But have you done it? Have you done it? Because only when you do it, you start, look at this. Look at this callus right here. This is from holding the brush. This is some real pain right there. Anyways, yeah, look at that. It's like deformed. It's only when you try new stuff, you start trying new stuff, new for you, right? Maybe the world has done it over and over, but new for you, that you start figuring out, man, I didn't know that I could go a little bit loose, or I didn't know that I'm too loose. I may need to go a little bit tight in certain areas, right? Maybe it's too loose. Maybe I can go a little bit tight. I don't know if there's such thing as too loose, but maybe there is for some people, you know. And maybe you can go a little bit tight, you know, in certain areas where you need more definition or whatever. And, you know, doing different stuff. That's how it's done. Yeah. Pop, 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 pop. Take that. All right. And here's the other thing too. Here's another thing that I like to do. And I know that many people already do it, and good for them. That's awesome. Get a little brush like this. Get a little brush like this. Okay? Get a little brush like this. Do your charcoal, whatever you need to do, right? Let's say that you're, right? This I see also with, I'm gonna show you guys some of that stuff. I see that with, there's a great artist out there. I forgot his name. He's a great artist, but I forgot his name, right? He did, I think he did one of Kanye West's portrait, not portrait, CD. I think it was banned. They got it off. People didn't want to have it there. Very, very, very awesome guy. I think it was a bit controversial, the thing. But I saw him do it with oil sticks. If you guys ever play with oil sticks, they look like this, but they're not oil pastels. They're called oil sticks. I think a couple of brands are making really good ones. They kind of look like this, but they're oil, right? Compressed oil paint. And I saw him do that, and I saw him bring out the brush, right? And then I started trying it myself, also with the charcoal. Now, why? Because it diffuses it a little bit. I like to call it diffuse, right? And then it allows for more to come if you want, you know, for to do more, right? I'm gonna show you a little other thing right there. Little crazy things. Hold on, guys. Hold on to your beans. All right, here we go. No one leave yet. Coming back. You can do it with something like this, right? You guys know about this charcoal sticks, right? And then you can go back with that, right? And this is all done in charcoal paper, guys, okay? You can even do something like this. Diffuse the whole thing right here, right? And shade a little bit, and then come back with it with a little bit of white if you want, you know? And be like, man, why not? It's art. The only people that hate this kind of stuff are people that don't do it or don't think that it's good to do or whatever. I love doing this kind of thing because it lets me loose. And when I'm ready to do something more defined or whatever, I'm not afraid of going after a bit of abstraction because I practice with abstraction, you know? So something like that. Very cool stuff. Let me show you guys again what I use right now to do something like this. Very, very cool. One of the things that I like about a lot of the French Impressionists, I'm going to talk a little bit about the French Impressionists. If you go to their art exhibits, the museums and whatnot, you're going to see a lot of people that are like, oh man, they created so much impasto, so much impasto. Those of you who have a bit more experience will know that the impasto was added later on. They actually, a lot of them started with very thin layers of paint. And I believe one of the reasons is because they let loose first. And with impasto, many times it's a little bit harder to let loose. Impasto means thick paint, guys, texture. texture and paint, right? I'll show you what impasto looks like right now. Impasto looks like something like this. Okay, this is impasto. If you were to just get this and start pouring it on the paint, on the canvas, that's yellow impasto, right? If I were just to get some of this and go, ooh la la, I'm gonna go crazy. That would be impasto. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I noticed that a lot of these French Impressionist guys, not just the ones that painted more abstract or more realist or whatever, a lot of these guys, because they all started under the school of realism, right? All of these guys started with realism. That was the if you wanted to paint back in the day, you couldn't just paint like today. Like you had to have a realist academy or foundation, right? Nowadays we can do different stuff. But back in that time, that was the entry point, which most of them didn't like, right? They rejected it because it was too not them. Let's put it that way. It was too cool back in the day, but it was not them. They wanted to move forward. So, anyways, here it goes. Michelle, how's it going? I hope that we can do one of these ones. Let me see. Last time I tried to do one, let me practice with it first, because last time I tried to do one, I couldn't get voice handled, like the volume. I don't know if it needs to have volume or not to do a together kind of thing. I need to practice with it. So yeah, the Impressionists, what I saw them doing is that they would start out, I'm talking about oil paintings, right? And also their drawings, but I saw that they started with very abstract stuff like this, very thin, right? They almost started with something like this, and then they started going after it with very thin oil, right? And then once they had that sort of a foggy, mysterious thing, then they went at it with paint, with thicker layers of paint. And the reason I say this is because I saw a lot of their unfinished work early, right? Their later work looks different, but their earlier work, when they were kind of becoming famous and being known as the Impressionists, I saw that and I liked that. I really enjoyed that. I enjoy the movement, the pre-painting, I guess, the underpainting, let's call it that, because it's a form of it is underpainting, but it's you could leave it like that and it'd be finished. It'd be just perfect, right? When they did these paintings, let's say that this was a canvas that they were doing, they started something like this. Of course, some of them with much more realism, because that was the trend, right? The trend was to have more realism in the figure. But Marika Sat, one of my favorite ones, she was definitely a master at it, and she started with something like this, and then she moved on with thinner layers of paint and just kind of work it up, you know. And a lot of them started with this very white backgrounds, right? Just the canvas. And I can see why they started with that, because a lot of people are like, man, you know, a lot of these artists, they tinted their canvases, right? They tinted their canvases. Like today, it's a very high trend, right? Everybody's doing it. A lot of the realist painters are doing it, definitely. Tinting their canvases like you prime with a color, with a slight color, right? Whether it's burnt sienna or whatever. The whole canvas before you do the drawing. But these guys, I saw them doing it on the white. And then I was like, how come they do it on the white? Well, how come not? Look, they do a drawing and they kind of mess around with it first. And it's a form of tinting at the same time. And then they went over with the paint. And then that makes you start defining and start creating different stuff. You know, it's a pull, and I always say it's a push and pull. You know, kind of like candy. You guys ever seen how people make candy on Instagram? When they show the candy or they show the lipstick or whatever they're doing, you know, especially the candy, how they it's a contraction and expansion with two machines. They're rotating, right? They're going like this. And that's, when I saw that, I was like, man, that's art right there. That's what art is. You know, it's like playing with clay. You stretch it, you put it back. That's how they make tortillas too, guys. Those of you who know about tortillas, that's how they make it. You know, they're like, and then it goes there, and then they make a bowl again, and then they open it again, and anyways. Maybe I need more coffee. So there you guys have it. Oh, let me show you what I used. I used charcoal, a vine charcoal stick. Okay. I use this little baby right here, which is a charcoal stick. It's a compressed charcoal stick, white. Okay. I use graphite. Right now, this all may look like it's the same thing, but it ain't the same thing. Now, if you change colors, if you make this one one of those red ones or brown ones, and you put a little bit of color or whatever, you know, with color a different color graphite color pencils or whatever, you will see that they're different. They have different effects. Maybe the camera can't really pick up the different effects. I don't know. And then I use some water to dip this one. This one you can dip in water and it does some really cool stuff. Let me show you guys a little bit of what that one does. Don't run away, you guys. I'm right here. So I'm going to show you with a little watercolor, one of these little watercolors squares that I do. By the way, when I meet people, I like to give them a little something. You know, not always, but almost always. I'll do a little watercolor or something. This is a great way to... I learned this from Peter Max. He didn't tell me. I wish he did. I wish we were friends. Peter Max, if you ever see this, dude, let's become friends. But I learned that from Peter Max. I saw that he was doing that in one of his interviews. I thought, man, here's this big artist. He doesn't need to do anything, right? He doesn't really need to do anything. He's going to be known. I mean, he's a legend already, right? Doing all the covers for the albums in the 70s and the 60s and 70s and blah, 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 blah. And every time he meets people, right? When he has an interaction with someone and there's enough time, he'll pull out one of these. He carries them in with him. So I started doing that. I carry a bunch of this with me. And I'll do a little something. I'm going to show you what this baby right here with water on watercolor paper, cold press watercolor paper, right? What it looks like. See, I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's meant for that. Okay, for those of you who don't know, it's actually meant for that. It's meant to be, you know, to play with water. At least that's what they told me at the art store. So I really dig it. I think it's pretty cool. You could do this is the back of the paper now. You could do a little, you know, a little happy face. I don't know. Yeah, happy. Happy as it can be. Yeah, I'm happy. That guy looks like he could be happy. Or a girl. I don't know. Person. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you a little bit of this crazy je ne sais quoi. I hope you guys enjoy it. I like this. Keep it happy. Keep the smile on. Anyways, guys, if you guys ever meet me, I might give you one of these. if we ever cross paths. I learned that from Peter Max. I thought, man, Peter Max is the coolest cat ever. You know? Like, he doesn't have to be doing that. Why is he doing that? Why? Because he's a professional. Only pros do that. You know, I want to be a pro too. I want to be the biggest, baddest pro too. I want to be that type of guy. Dude, I met this cat. He's selling his paintings for 50 grand and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? He took the time to do a doodle for me. Because he's a people's people. He's a people's person. He's awesome. He's awesome because he's the world's greatest living artist. The world's greatest living artist. Yeah. Look at that. Just look at it, man. I'm muy bueno. Man, I love my artwork. There's something about it. It's just it's me. You know, it's me. It's my magic dust. That's what it is. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. How's it going, Kelly? How's it going? Nitami, Fernando, how's it going? How's it going? Mad, 1, 2. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I don't know if you guys can share this kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys can share this video. If you guys can, go ahead and do it. I don't understand the whole sharing thing here. I don't know if it's even if there's a button somewhere in there that you can tag someone, share it, share the love. I have a lot of this artwork. Actually, I'm gonna go and auction this one. I think I'm gonna auction it. I'm gonna sell it on eBay somewhere because it's cool. Because it's definitely worth sharing. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. You know what? I'm gonna YouTube that right now. The two-way audio. I have no clue how to do it. I don't know if people do it or if it's maybe it's something that you don't even do. You know, maybe it's something that I had no idea that you could even, because I've done the split video, but I had no idea how to do if there's audio. Maybe there's not even audio, and I just missed on a chance of doing a double video with you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to be doing some cool stuff every day. Every day I'm going to be showing you guys awesome stuff. So come by. And also, if you guys like what I do, if you guys like this type of artwork, if you guys like my awesome artwork, yes, I like his artwork too. If you guys like the art, go check it out on my eBay store, okay? I have just about 90% of all of my artwork is on my eBay store. I pour it in there. A lot of the stuff, man, I just basically give it away. A lot of the stuff. It's just, a lot of stuff just gets auctioned and basically just goes with very, very, very small price. And there's other stuff too, like this kind of stuff. There's bigger stuff and on and on and on. So go check it out when you guys have a chance. There's my pitch. Thank you so much, Michelle. This is a great idea for sharing work process for sure. Guys, I'm going to be doing some awesome videos later tonight, so come by, visit me. This little cell phone is a nice window to share the love. So share the love, guys. Be kind to others, but remember, you can't be kind to others if you're not kind to yourself. Let's start there. Take care. Adios.